What's going on, guys? It's Clutch Plays here, and today we are going to be predicting the 2019-2020 Knicks player stats. This is going to be a bit of a trickier video because the Knicks are so deep at every position this year, which will result in some players not receiving as many minutes as they should. With less minutes comes worse stats per game, other than efficiency, so some of the Knicks players' stats are going to be going down this year. But also, I'm not going to be predicting the stats of players who are not slated to be in the rotation come opening day. These players include Ignas, Frank, Damian Dawson, Reggie Bullock, and of course, the one and only Wayne Ellington. I also won't be doing the stats of Taj Gibson because he won't be getting many minutes after the first part of the season, and in all honesty, it'd be pretty boring as well. Before I get into this video though, if you have been keeping up with my latest videos and have been enjoying my content, I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my channel. So yeah, with that said, let's hop right into it. Julius Randle. Julius Randle is 24 years old and getting better and better each season, so he will improve even more this year. He's in the perfect environment to succeed because he will finally be the first offensive option on his team and surrounded by players who will help him succeed. Last year on the Pelicans, he averaged 21.4 points, 8.7 rebounds, and 3 assists in only 30 minutes per game. That whole season was a mess with the Anthony Davis saga, and on top of this, Julius Randle is coming off the bench for a good amount of the season. With an increased role in the Knicks where he will get more minutes, shots, and opportunity to succeed, I would predict that Julius Randle averages 24 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 block per game, while shooting 47% from the field and 35% from three-point range. The increase of rebounds and points will be because of his increased role, and I do have his field goal percentage decreasing because I expect him to shoot more threes this season, which will overall decrease his percentage as a whole. He shot 2.7 three-point shots last season, and I would expect him to be closer to 3.5 this season. Overall, with these numbers and the strongest fan base in the NBA behind him, it would be much more likely than not that he sees an All-Star game appearance this season. Mitchell Robinson. Mitch is coming off a season where he absolutely dominated in the second half and averaged 9.5 points, 9.4 rebounds, and 3 blocks in only 25 minutes per game. Just looking at his stats every single month, they progressively get better and better as he becomes more accustomed to the NBA and receives more minutes. Last season, Mitch was top 25 in PER, which was actually better than his current teammate Julius Randle, as well as Bradley Beal, Kemba Walker, Blake Griffin, and so many more players. This season, the only true competition Mitch will get at the center position is Bobby Portis, but Mitch will still have the opportunity to be playing 30 minutes per game or more, depending on if he keeps his fouls under control. The thing that separates Mitch from the rest of the NBA's rim protectors is that he can guard some of the best guards in the NBA when isolated on the perimeter. In this next season, Mitch will take his game to the next level, and I predict that he will average 13 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 blocks on 70% field goal percentage. With the additions of RJ and Alfred, the Knicks had 2 playmakers to a team who was near the bottom of the NBA last year in assists. Mitch will benefit from this by getting much more and much easier shots, allowing for his scoring to increase. On top of this, his rebounding numbers will increase with more minutes played, and so will his blocks. These stats are similar to the league's best defensive big man, such as Gobert, and he will 100% be a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. Alonzo Trier. Coming into this season, Trier will have a set role as the Knicks' 6th man since he can score in so many different ways and lacks defensive skills to consistently go up against starters. Last season, Trier averaged 10.9 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists in 23 minutes per game on 45% from the field and 39% from 3. For an undrafted rookie, these stats are amazing, and this offseason, Trier has shown that he is ready to take his game even further. I do believe he will be a breakout player on the Knicks, but I also think he'll average 13 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists on 47% from the field and 42% from 3. Now, I know you guys may think that his stats are a bit low, especially since I said he's a breakout player, but with all the depth that the Knicks have, Trier will not be playing as many minutes this year. With the lack of opportunity, he will still average 2 more points per game, and he does this on a 3% better 3-point shooting percentage. This season is going to be real interesting for Alonzo Trier, and by no means would I be surprised if he's averaging 16 to 17 points per game if his minutes are increased a tad bit more. Especially in a contract year where he will be trying to play the best basketball he can so he can secure a bag, it's a real possibility. RJ Barrett. RJ RJ Barrett is by far the hardest Knick to predict their stats because he is a rookie and there is no real baseline to base his stats off of. In all honesty, RJ can go in two directions. One, he goes absolutely crazy and averages stats of around 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists, or he takes a bit of time to adapt to the NBA and averages stats at about 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. This all depends on the way his shooting, playmaking, and athleticism adapts to the NBA, as well as if the Knicks are going to ease him into his rookie year or not. Right now, all signs point towards RJ starting, so the opportunity will probably not be the issue. The main concern with him is how he will adapt to the NBA, because to start the Summer League, he even had trouble adapting. But then, as the Summer League went on, he looked like the RJ Barrett we all know and love. The adaptation to the NBA will take much more time and will mainly affect his shooting, which is why I predict RJ will average closer to 14 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists on 37% from the field and 28% from 3. In the Summer League, RJ shot under 30% and struggled shooting the 3 ball, shooting 23% with a countless number of air balls. He may have airballed more shots than he made. This is the Summer League though, but his shooting percentages should not increase significantly once he enters the NBA. However, on the bright side, RJ is going to do everything he can to impact his team in any way he can, which will start with his rebounding. He averaged 8.6 rebounds in the Summer League, and rebounding seemed to be his way of getting himself involved rather than trying to create too much leading to turnovers. On top of this, RJ will be in a great spot surrounded by a good amount of shooters such as Marcus Morris, Dennis Smith Jr., Kevin Knox, Julius Randle, Alonzo Trier, Damian Dotson, and sadly, Wayne Ellington. He will play with the majority of these players, which will help him create open shots for them, as well as give RJ opportunities to attack the paint, with Mitch, who's always ready for an easy dunk. With these stats, RJ will definitely be on the all-rookie first team, and in the running for Rookie of the Year. Dennis Smith Jr. DSJ is my main breakout candidate for this upcoming season, and I predict that he will average 17 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, on 44% from the field and 35% from 3-point range. This means DSJ will increase his points per game by 3 points, his assists by 1, and 3-point percentage by 6%. Last season, DSJ was traded to the Knicks at the trade deadline, so it took a bit of time for him to get completely adjusted to playing with the Knicks players and feeling comfortable with the organization. Now, his first few games were incredible, but after that, it kind of slowed down for a little bit. Now he is working with the Knicks coaches, practicing with some of the Knicks players on his own time, and he even attended the Knicks Summer League to practice and support his teammates. On top of all of this, I've said 100 times already, he has been working so hard on improving his 3-point shot, and it just showed this season. These changes will ultimately make DSJ have a breakout season with the Knicks, all while he's competing for minutes with Alfred Payton at the point guard position. Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox has been grinding so hard this offseason to the point he didn't even listen to the Knicks when they told their players that they should rest their bodies for 2 weeks or so after the season. Kevin has a motor in him that he wants to just keep working hard, and I know some of you guys don't see it all that much, but trust me, it's there. Kevin had a pretty tough rookie season, averaging 13 points and 4 rebounds in 29 minutes on 37% from the field and only 34% from 3. This season, I don't think his stats will increase all that much since Marcus Morris will eat into his minutes, but he should improve his percentages. I would predict that Kevin will average 13 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist on 44% from the field and 37% from 3. His role will only get smaller, especially if he comes off of the bench, so there's not much more room for him to increase his points. His shooting percentages should increase with more repetition because his shot is way too good to be shooting 37% from the field and 34% from 3. All in all, Kevin Knox will get better this season on the defensive side of the ball, rebounding, and efficiency, which may not be the prettiest things, but it will help the Knicks improve at the end of the day. Alfred Payton. This is where things begin to get a bit controversial for myself because I really do think Alfred Payton will be great on the Knicks and have one of the most efficient seasons, but with DSJ there, he won't get nearly as many minutes as he deserves. However, if DSJ improves his shot significantly, maybe they could run a 2-point guard lineup, but it probably won't be too common. Last season on the Pelicans, Alfred had 5 triple-doubles in a row and averaged 10 points, 7.6 assists, and 5 rebounds. These stats are pretty incredible, but I don't think he can hold these up in New York, and instead I have him averaging 8 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals on 43% field goal percentage and 31% 3-point percentage. Alfred won't increase his shooting that much this season, but expect him to be an extremely good passer, playmaker, and defender. He will be a great addition to this Knicks team who struggled on the defensive side of the ball last season, and he should be a contributor from the get-go. I don't want this video to go on for too long, so the final two I'm just going to try and speed it up a bit. Bobby Portis. I predict that Bobby Portis will average 12.7 rebounds, 2 assists on 44% field goal percentage and 31% from 3. Bobby Portis averaged 14 points and 8 rebounds last year on the Bulls and Wizards. However, on the Knicks with Mitch and Julius Randle, his role will not be as prominent as it once was. He will definitely experience a slight decrease in his stats this season, and it could very easily be more drastic than this. I think he will be a great spark off the bench and a possible trade piece at the trade deadline. Marcus Morris. Finally, I predict that Marcus Morris will average 10.6 rebounds and 1 assist on 46% field goal percentage and 38% from 3. The same thing with Bobby Portis. I think Marcus Morris will not have as big of an opportunity on the Knicks, so with that, his stats will be lowered slightly. Now, he will probably start opening day, but as the season goes on, the Knicks will not want to be putting minutes into Marcus Morris, who is most likely a 1-year rental, and they'll try and look to give those minutes to Knox, maybe even Frank if he can convert to small forward. Now that this video has concluded, tell me your thoughts down below in the comments, and tell me which players you agree with me on. Also, if you have any other questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. And I worked pretty hard in this video, so if you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe if you have been enjoying my videos as of recent. And with that said, I'm out and peace!